Hello there everybody, this is Aaron. This is my Promethean way. Got a little education for you guys related to the Boomer video series. We talked about the core today with a client. Compression, posture, and endurance is the purpose of the core. It's what those muscles are designed for. Very similar to your calf as far as the endurance goes, because your calves are responsible for propelling you forward every time you flex the ball of your foot and your ankle. As in contrast to the quads, hams, glutes, which equal power, usually used when people are doing their squat. However, this is related because you will do a very poor squat if your core is not properly compressed, if you don't have good posture, and also if you have poor endurance in your muscles for your core. Now, once people reach silver class age, okay, they tend to develop cervical lordosis, or forward head posture. It's very common. I don't want you to spend all your time in rehab. I'd rather spend time getting you to where you want to go as far as your goals. Now, no chin to chest exercises. Any exercise that neurotically puts your chin to chest, neurotically in this instance means exactly what it's supposed to mean. You do it without realizing it. You do it without knowing. Now, related to cervical lordosis, I got this little diagram drawn up here. You got the skull and the traps, and you got the vertebra here, and then on either side and running down like strings of taffy are the spinalis muscles. Once they get weak or weakened by constantly putting the chin to the chest by doing core exercises incorrectly, you develop cervical lordosis with forward head posture. Now, exercises you can do, if you look at my previous video series, that can work your core without putting your head in a compromised position would be like the 3-level hip bridge. Okay, the planks, make sure you flex all your muscles. It's a full body exercise. Now, today the client also wanted to work on balance. We did Bosu, step ups, and we also did wall crane stance drills. Crane stance from Shaolin Kung Fu, that's where my black belt is in. And keys to remember, 10 degrees support and the bend of the support leg. So the leg that you're actually standing on is going to have a 10 degrees bend in it. You want to move your nose over your toes. So you want to move your nose off the center line and over the toes of the support foot. A great drill when working with the Bosu is do a perineal stretch and do it in a seat. So it's a seated perineal stretch. This will prevent sprained ankles. So when you're working with a Bosu, like this one here, you have a seat and a chair, like over there. Put your foot like so, and then stretch, and do a perineal stretch, just pulling your toes towards your nose at an angle. And then we also talked about dealing with your fear of losing your balance on the Bosu. Okay, here's a little diagram of the brain. Fear in the fear cortex, like somewhere in the center. Your near frontal cortex, and in the front where your consciousness is kept, and then your amygdala at the back. It's roughly shaped like an almond. It's Latin for almond, allegedly. And it's where you store all your traumatic memories here. So when people get on a Bosu for the first time and they feel how squishy and unstable it is, their fear response goes up and they tend not to want to do the exercise. So whenever you had a traumatic experience of falling or injury or seeing something scary, you have a slight memory storage in the amygdala, and it sends a signal to the fear cortex, and then you have to control that with your near frontal cortex to tell this to shut up. This is part of the lizard brain. It's never, ever going to stop screaming, "Hey, remember that time when you fell off the swings when you were in 4th grade and you broke your arm? Swings are bad." Well, the same thing happens when you get on the Bosu. It is so unstable and so squishy and so off the wall and so bizarre for most people to feel this, like what's the purpose of this thing, that they get an instant fear response, and that's a bad situation. So what I do is I move it to a wall so the person can have their hand on the wall while they're stepping up on the Bosu. So I'm on the Bosu with the foot, got my other foot free, I got my hand on the wall to give me some ability of keeping myself up. You watch my previous videos and you will actually see this in the 50+ Boomer video series. I'll explain that more. So, we talked about the fear response. Now, here's a wonderful benefit of doing these kinds of drills to develop balance and control your fear response, okay? And you're controlling it by using your near frontal cortex to tell this to shut up. You get accomplishment rewards. As soon as you achieve something that was difficult, like ball jitsu or Bosu work or running a marathon or tightrope walker between two 50-story buildings, live on TV, no net, no cable, just you walking on the wire, you get hit with 3 chemicals in the brain. So it's a 3-chem cocktail, hits you in the brain. You get dopamine, you get testosterone, you get oxytocin. Dopamine, oh man, I get a little high. Testosterone, I feel really, really strong. And oxytocin, I'm in love with everybody, baby. So this 3-chemical cocktail is really going to make you really crave fitness. It's going to get you in here wanting to get more accomplishments, to get more rewards with the 3-chem cocktail. But you can't get it until you can control this loop here. Okay? Hope that's been helpful for you guys. If you like the content, don't forget to share and subscribe.